an unbelievable welcome. I'm so happy to be here. Before I get going, I want to call Bill Vicentainer up, please. One last one, Bill, you can do it. This is a tradition we have with the incoming president. It gives the outgoing president a gift, and it's one that I'm very happy to upheld. It was great getting to know you this year, Bill, work with you. And I have for Bill needlepoint GAWDA hats that are Bill Vicentainer President commemoratives for when you're sporting around. And also the same thing with a GAWDA belt. So Bill, thank you very much for being here. And I wanted to open up my remarks with something traditional in Hawaii, and I wanted something more than aloha, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to get that. And so we got that when we came from the airport, driving out to the hotel. And we had native Hawaiian driver, and so it's a beautiful drive, and it's really the first time we've been here. And so we're asking all sorts of questions. He's telling us all about the base of the volcano and all the tradition. And so I said to him, I got this thing going on, and I have to give a talk, and I want to say something other than aloha when I start. Can you help me out with something? And he kind of got serious, and he says, well, you know what, there is this ancient Hawaiian blessing that I'll tell you about. And it's special because we don't really tell it to tourists. So I was really happy to get that. It's Ala Hoya Makea Hupaya. So that's supposed to bring a lot of good luck and help me deliver what everybody wants. That's what he told me. And I said, that's amazing. You have to tell me, is that translated in English? And he says, it sure does. It says, I hope this guy's speech isn't too long because I want to go to the beach. But, really I'm honored and humbled to serve as your membership president. I really have an overwhelming feeling of stewardship as that you've entrusted me to represent GAWDA for this coming year. Being surrounded by the leaders that have successfully built GAWDA into what it is today reminds me of the high standards I must maintain. And that walk I just took really reminds me of that stewardship. That high standard is a gift that each of you have made GAWDA better and stronger in your own way as presidents. But that really provides me the tools and the foundation to be able to continue your tradition of excellence. And yesterday we had a little bit of a snafu in releasing people for golf too early, and we didn't get to do something that we do every year, which is really important, and I want to do now, which is recognize the past presidents we have in attendance here. So if I call your name, would you stand and be recognized, please? Tom Biederman, Ned Pontius, Craig Wood, Jenny McCall, Britt Levin, Jim Kistler, Jack Damon, and Jack Butler. Let's have a round of applause for these ladies. So, when I think about this, I really want to pledge to foster an environment this coming year that's centered on delivering value to our memberships. With that, I'd like to thank our members first, all of you, for your trust that you bestowed on me to represent GAWDA for the coming year. Again, the past presidents walking up was awesome, and you know what, it's really special because each one of you along the way in getting ready for this journey and getting up here have offered your words of support. And I can't really tell you how much that means. It really shows you what type of an organization GAWDA is. I'd like to thank the executive committee and the board for your dedication to GAWDA and your valuable input. You collectively and individually make this role a privilege, and it really is, because this group is rock solid in your judgment and ideas. I'd like to thank the members of Welding and Gases today for all their support in promoting and marketing GAWDA. Bill, Tim, Diane, thank you. Additionally, I've got some exciting news to talk about the evolution of data key and GAWDA that we'll get into later. I, of course, want to thank our GAWDA team, John, Natasha, Stephen, Bruce, and Jennifer. I want to thank you for all you've done to ensure I'm always prepared and always look good. I know that last one is a big task, so thank you very much. But I really want to recognize Bill Vicentainer. Again, Bill, your leadership this last year and the value you've delivered to GAWDA through your ideas is just awesome. It was great to work with you, learn from you, but most importantly, getting to know you as a good friend. You've left me a great platform to launch from. Thank you. And there were really many forces that helped me get up here. And you heard that big force in my introduction, and that's family. And first and simplistically, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my grandfather, Jack's great-grandfather and namesake, Jack Harvey Raimy, and he started Welder Supply 70 years ago this year. And being third generation and celebrating 70 years is something I'm very proud of. In a business context, I'd like to thank my father, Bruce, and my uncle Gary. For during your second generation leadership, you built a company that was strong, focused on excellence in the workplace, commitment to the customer and the community. Those lessons were instilled in me growing up, and that philosophy has helped me tremendously in life. On a more personal note, I want to thank my mother, Katie, and my dad, Bruce, for raising me with faith, family, hard work, and honesty as our core. That upbringing has really left me well prepared for life. And I need to thank my three little gems, Lauren, Jack, and Lindsay. I know your mom and I are the adults and you're the children, but you can't imagine how much strength, happiness, and perspective you give us. You're always encouraging, and you're the best medicine anybody can have to forget about the rough day that they just had that ever existed. I love coming home to you guys. And most of all, I wanted to thank my wife, Catherine. Early on, you saw something in me that others did not. You trusted and supported what you saw, and together we've done great things. I don't think we're done yet. Thanks for always being with me, and I would not be able to do this without you. I like to say I came into our industry in a common but unique way. Of course, I grew up with it, as you heard, and worked at Welder Supply in my youth. But after graduating from Denison, I was away for 16 years, as you heard, Boston for 6, and New York roughly for 10. I was up and away, but really that family business legacy always stays with you in a very powerful way. I can remember like it was yesterday when I got the call from my father about succession in 2004. I knew instantly that was an inflection point. Just got done running around Central Park, coming out of New York Athletic Club. I got his message and I kind of figured what it was about, so I went to a familiar spot in Central Park, and in one phone call, we hammered out the main tenets of me coming back. We both very much wanted this to happen. And I'd made moves before in location, in company, and career, but this time there's really a lot more risk. I was leaving a lot behind in New York, both career-wise and financially, and it wasn't just me anymore. Catherine and I were married and pregnant with Lauren. There was a lot more risk. And in the end of the day, the way I looked at it is that if I was going to make a mistake, it was coming back to Erie and figuring out I don't like it, then going back to New York and trying to put it back together, then looking over my shoulder for the rest of my life. For I knew if I wasn't part of that succession plan now, I wouldn't have a chance to be so in the future. I'll tell you, that family business legacy is powerful, but it's also very instinctual. So, of course we made the move, and, I have to say we had doubts coming in early on. It was a little difficult. When I say I came into the industry in a unique but common way, it was common because it was a family business, but it was unique because I was away for so long, and I only worked there as a kid. I never worked in the industry as an adult. So, what I was struggling with is when I was looking at this industry with fresh eyes, I would wonder, is there anything beyond Welder Supply and Erie out there? Well, I'll tell you what, it didn't take me long to realize there was much more, and that I did make the right decision, and any doubts were gone almost instantaneously. That realization came all at once and was at my first GAWDA event. That's when I first saw our industry, truly, for the first time. I was a first-timer at the annual convention in Orlando in 2006. Back then, there was a formal mentoring program for that event. And John, you'll see him from Praxair as my mentor. And if you have known John, I think all of you did, because he seemed like he knew everybody. He was a bigger-than-life guy. He was almost like a movie star. He was very welcoming to me, interested in my story, and we met off to the side before a drink before to chat, and then we approached the event. And of course, like any GAWDA event like that, there were a lot of people, and it seemed like everybody knew each other very well, and it looked very intimidating to me. I mentioned that to John, and he just kind of looked at me with that movie star smile that he has, and he says, by the end of the night, you'll know everyone also. I was pretty skeptical, but I was proven wrong. John introduced me to everybody. I made so many contacts that night, and what impressed me the most is everybody basically said the same thing. Very interested in my story, very glad I was coming in the industry, and everyone genuinely offered their contact information with the invitation to call if they could help with anything. So after that night, I knew the move back was the right decision, And it was the beginning of me realizing that GAWDA truly is the epicenter of our industry. So I called people, met additional people, and the result is I became more knowledgeable in a quicker way. I was able to solve problems better, and it made me a better executive. I always tell my team at work, never go into a situation without an edge. You need some type of advantage, and you have to find that. Very quickly, I realized GAWDA had become my edge. You know, when a problem gets to me, it usually means that nobody can solve it, and more often than not, it's a call to one of my GAWDA contacts that gets things worked out. So I haven't missed too many GAWDA events since, and my story only really highlights a small part of why GAWDA is so great. It really is the people, our history together, and the connectivity that's at our core. Here's something I found that kind of think really sums it all up in a historic perspective. It's a little rough to see because it's an historical document, but these are minutes from a 1958 NWSA meeting in Pittsburgh. And although it's a long time ago, the companies, the people, and the spirit are still alive today as they were then. So if you look at that, Jack Raimy, with the extra E in there, was in attendance. Bob Jackson, and that was Jackson Welding in Pittsburgh, was in attendance. Joe Greco and Greco Welding. So a lot of history there. As you can see, you can move on. We had guests, the representatives from Lindy and their distribution group. And if you look down, they were there to outline a program for distributors and how to grow their business. And what's amazing, Lindy, the distributors are still very strong today, as is Lindy, and they're continuing to support distributors on a daily basis, and we saw that from Bob Van Kirken talking to us the other day. Now, the other kind of funny thing is nice to see that Robert Jackson, it was Robert back then I guess, I think we know him as Bob, from Jackson Welding in Rochester was initiated into the group. And that now is a second generation thriving distributorship that's a member of GAWDA. But if you look up above, it says the meeting recessed at noon for cocktails and lunch. So as I said, a lot of things stay the same, and GAWDA certainly is a social organization, and we're a lot of fun. I think we got a lot going for us. So it's really with that background and focus that I look forward to this year. I'm really fortunate to benefit from Bill's work in building what I believe are becoming GAWDA's core values. Those core values of GAWDA will be the ones that from president to president will be committed to continue and strengthen to grow our organization and our membership. In general, I think it can be said that we will view everything through the lens of delivering value to our members. Specifically, we are going to continue to do things like survey you. We want to do that so we can plan a roadmap that reflects our members' needs. We're going to continue to build structure and incentive around operational excellence and leadership in our GAWDA team in an effort to ensure a positive member experience. All this will lead to something that I like to call and want to coin as the GAWDA experience. And the GAWDA experience will be the result of being member-focused and delivering value and excellence in everything that we do. And that's from the pedestrian but important things like hotel registration to the bigger ones like high-quality business contact at our meetings, print and digital efforts, the network offerings that we offer, and having the right business tools to help our members through our expanding consultant program. The GAWDA experience, I hope, will become that common thread that defines our expectations from regional meeting to annual convention and everything in between. And member engagement, I think, is such an important part of that GAWDA experience. A lot of the value comes from interactions as we learn about each other and how we can help each other. I've always thought that one of the best ways to capture that value is through the Contact Booth program. This is where we all come together and help each other and learn from each other. To better harness the potential of our program, I'd like to announce the formation of the Contact Booth Committee. This will be an ad hoc type of committee that will rotate members from meeting to meeting. The ideal to have a minority representation from distributors and have a majority from our supplier members. I know we've tried a lot of things and we have improved our Contact Booth program tremendously, but I think it's a good idea to put the real stakeholders of the program in a position to help make it better for both suppliers and distributors. I'm happy to announce that Melissa Perkins of Electronic Fluorocarbons has volunteered to be the first chair of the committee. If you're interested in participating, please contact me, Melissa, or John if you'd like to participate in the SMC. I'm confident that having additional direct supplier input into the design of our contact booth program will bring the best practices that our supplier members see at other shows to GAWDA. Another big part of the GAWDA experience is that we're fortunate to have two organizations with whom we have strategic alliances. And we have great plans to continue to strengthen those alliances and work together in unique ways. The Compressed Gas Association and GAWDA have had a long history together, and the CGA subscription program is of immense value to our membership. Some of the things that we've done in the last year and we're working on right now to expand that is Mike Tiller did an event with our young professionals in Seven Springs. The whole genesis of that idea is to start thinking about that culture of safety and the pursuit of safety and zero incidents early on in our members' careers. So as they mature through their companies and they become either owners or positions of leadership, that safety culture is already embedded. From what I understand, that went very well in other events with our young professionals are planned. We're about to release a public service commercial that the CGA and GAWDA joint ventured on, and that is going to educate both teenagers and parents and community leaders about the dangers of inhalants. We see that all the time. You even see it on the Today Show, and it's pretty disturbing. That's going to be released nationally, and that'll be available for GAWDA members to use in their own marketing purposes in their own communities, how they see fit. We're also going to continue to host additional webinars similar to the one we did in August to better give access to all our members of what GAWDA has to offer. The second company which we're really fortunate to have really closely aligned with us is DataKey, and that's the company that publishes our GAWDA magazine, Welding and Gases Today. We know they're under new ownership with Bill Broaden's team. We were introduced to them in the last SMC, and I think we've seen a remarkable improvement in the magazine and its content since then. We're happy to announce our plans to rebrand DataKey as GAWDA Media. We think that'll better reflect our goals, our joint goals of marketing and promoting GAWDA. We're definitely going to look forward to expanding marketing offerings from GAWDA Media to promote our association and grow our membership. We'll be working more closely together to provide the most relevant industry content and in turn provide the best forum for our supplier members to show our distributor members how they can help their businesses. Looking forward to this upcoming year, the theme I want to explore is how to implement technology to make you safer, help you serve better, and be more profitable. We've got fantastic content lined up for our meetings on our theme, including one at the SMC, which is really going to look at our people as technology and what changes are happening in human technology and how do you take advantage of them and keep up with them to get better results. We're also going to embrace that theme here at GAWDA by significantly building out a technology platform. We have in the plans and been working behind the scenes in an overall effort to increase our marketing and branding efforts. We're going to redesign our website to improve its appearance and functionality. We have in the works the plan to release a GAWDA mobile app that's going to bring the best that GAWDA has to offer to your mobile device, including a lot of functionality that can be used at our conferences to help us better contact each other and communicate with each other. We're going to continue to enhance the meeting and hotel registration experience with the program CVent, which we purchased under Bill's leadership, and he talked about that a little bit. And really what the goal is to bring all that GAWDA has to offer you to wherever you are, whether it's you're at your PC, your tablet, or your mobile phone, whether you're at work or play or somewhere in between. The GAWDA experience will include having all that GAWDA has to offer at your fingertips. Now I want to show you something that we have in beta testing. We've taken our membership directory and we've put it online. We're going to make it interactive. This is going to be a dynamic directory that will give the member the ability to control the information and change it at any time that they would like. And this is going to have our supplier and our distributors members. You're going to be able to post pictures, banners, videos. You're going to be able to plug in your social media feed, link into your website, and link into your catalogs. It's going to be mobile friendly, so it's going to render perfectly on mobile devices, and we're going to have the opportunity to release that as an app, if that makes sense. So let's take a look at this real quickly. As I said, this is in beta testing, so load up Butler Gas products here because they were helpful in having us put this together. So this is the initial interface that you'll see. And once you search in, you come to this page. And So that Butler Gas banner across the top is a banner that you as a company can control. You can switch that out. You can even have multiple pictures that slide across. So if you look down through here, this has everything in the look that we were going to have to help our members find each other. And when we release this, strategically to the public, it's going to help us put our best foot forward with our potential customers. You can see talks a little bit. You can talk about your company. On the right here, you can see reviews. You can see the contact information over here. If you click down here, there's the contact list of the company. And again, the key to this, and I know one of the frustrations that we've all had, is you get one shot every year of putting information and people in this listing. Now you'll be able to do it however you want. As you go down, you can see, you can share bookmarking and social media over here to the right. There are various pictures, and there's a map. If you continue to go down, you get location information. You can see on the right, there's the LinkedIn profile, there's the Facebook feed, a video down here, and a place for your customers to review the operation. Then as you can see down here, as we have our plans, you can download our app. So that's something we're very excited about. Again, it should be released, I think, in the first quarter for everybody. And that's really the direction we want to go with GAWDA, to bring really what GAWDA has to offer, not only to our members, but to our customers and the public. So again, really looking forward to this year. We've got some great meetings planned. There we go. So we've sent out save the dates. And we have our spring management conference this year in Boca Raton at the Boca Raton Resort and Club. Again, it's a beautiful location. We really hope everybody joins us. And then we're returning to New York in the fall in 2017. Again, we love New York, and I wanted to pick a place that had a lot of meaning to me. And as Catherine mentioned, we met there, we got married there, and we have a lot of history there. So we're looking forward to sharing some of that history with you in the fall. So again, I'm just really overwhelmed and very thankful to have this opportunity to serve the membership, and looking forward to having a great year. Thank you very much.